Okay, welcome everybody. We are so delighted to be here for the 1983 Zoom Oral History. This
Woo!
is um, this is all manifesting so we can prepare for the 80th celebration next summer on July 24th through 26th. And so it happened this summer, and Jeff, of course, was there and made a picture of Sue Wolken, who was Sue Montgomery, who returned to the Playhouse, and she was in the company in 1953 as a 10-year-old with her twin sister, and Doc Lee invited them to come and live with the Lees so that they could do the show, The Great Big Doorstep, which we had just opened on Broadway and was an interesting family comedy with a set of twins and all precocious children. And Hap played the father, and Sue Wolken Montgomery was her name, played one of the daughters. And so this me looking into 1983 or 53. And then we went from 53. We said, let's do oral histories 63, 73. And Jeff and I always said we should do 83 because of the amount of people that came out of 83 that professionally uh, ended up in theater and in music, and how that evolved out of 1983. So we're now to 1983, and we're going to continue those until the reunion. And I have to ask if all of you get the newsletter. If you
Yes.
don't, you must get it. That's where the invitation's going to be. And your email, of course, is how we will get it to you. So please, if you haven't been getting the newsletters, you need to, because that's how we're going to be communicating, and that's how we communicate. So let me know if you're not getting the newsletter, or Mark, either one of us. So 1983 was a year that was one of Lenny's years. Lenny as the managing director. Minna, would you read the who are the important people? He's going to read this.
The administrative staff, managing director Leonard Anderson, business manager Karen Kinney, ticket office manager Jane Van Sickle, snack bar manager Gene Keeler, publicity director Blake Hambrick, program booklet editor Deb McIntyre, house manager Terry Ingram, caretaker Lamont Kane, and cook Lori Martell.
With her cute little boy. So Lenny was in the middle of being managing director in his whole term at the Playhouse, and in '83, was an endowment fund began, and a major fund drive called Building a Dream was started to help the physical plant. Some dorms were demolished, the boys and girls dorms, and the bathhouse and I don't know what else, but the bathhouse was still remained standing until 1995. Do- yeah, so and 83 was uh, there it was the second highest attendance in the 50-year history. 19,642 people paid
Wow.
attendance, and Dolly was the highest attendance that was ever set because of the chairs were removed after that. And we also in 83 they Lenny started fit a show after the season, a show, and this was Fiddler on the Roof at Rapid City
Civic Center.
Civic Center, and it was coordinated with the Rapid City Symphony and Group Theater, and was a big production and actually made money.
Funny.
Uh,
I remember.
which,
I
which is
saw
the
it.
and so also that summer, Jeff reminds me, and I went back in to look, Keith Warner from English National Opera. Um, he came into camp and did a workshop, which Jeff will talk a little bit about because he has such an amazing memory. And what we're going to do, I want to make sure at this point. to also explain. I want to thank Mark and Menno for all the work they've done on the slides. And actually, we've been up to our tits in slides since last summer, getting all, and we're all in getting ready for the 80th.
Yeah.
So, what you will see, like Mark said, is the 6 different videos that we will play. You will respond. We'll talk a little bit about, and then Jeff will get the next, however, that's what we're going to do during all this, which will be fun. And, oh, and I want to not miss, um, saying thank you to Dean Mogul for what, last time I didn't even introduce you, Dean, and I
Didn't
took,
you? Oh,
I don't think so, but, and when I went back, I went, "Where's Dean's introduction?" But what you've done for the Playhouse and your whole and one designer to do all the shows.
well,
Anyway,
Those were
you've
the
been
days.
amazing, and you have also helped the Alumni Association, and we love you. And you even built my wedding dress, and I adore you. And don't ever want to forget mentioning how fabulous you are again.
well, thank you very much.
Okay, and then also I have to say that we're delighted to Connie. I'm so delighted to see you again, and of all the Irene Malloys I worked with, you were always my dream, Irene. You're my dream, Irene Malloy. I adore you. You were my Irene. Okay, and we're so glad you're here. And then also, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Well,
1983
1983.
was when I met Jeff Kingsbury, and our lives changed, and we've been working together ever since then, and that's why I have to be president of the Alumni Association, because you quit and made me do it. But anyway, that's another
I took
story.
a full-time job raising money
No,
for
I
the
know, and it's
Playhouse.
a good thing you have, because I would say Jeff's involvement, in which I was instrumental in getting him involved, period, was it has been monumental in terms of turning around the finances. And I adore you, Jeff, in many, many ways. We've had lifetimes together. I played your mother, your sister, your wife, your lover, your everything. And I wait to do more with you, darling. And here to
You
you.
have you have played my mother twice, and the truth of the matter is we're only 5 years apart. So I know
Yeah.
she hated that, but
No, I didn't hate that. I love
I
working
have
with you.
retained my youthful glow. So, well,
And
friends,
okay, and
I
Well done.
yes.
are you
And
are
before
you
I
done,
hand it
Jenny Mae?
Yes, before I hand it totally over to you, because you are going to go for it. I want to say on either side of my screen are the Tony winners. Oh my God, you kids have Tonys. Jared Emick and your Tony, Joe, was it for the, well, you're going to get to talk about that. So the Tony Award winners are with us today, kids. And here we go. And may I please present the host of the evening of 1983, Mr. Jeff Kingsbury.
Just a quick intro. Just to let you know, I have consistently been, I ran my own theater for 24 years, and Jared performed on our stage quite brilliantly as Sweeney Todd, and Jenny Mae
To
did
to my Mrs.
25.
Lovett. Yeah.
Yes, Jenny Mae played his Mrs. Lovett. She also played
Played your
my Mrs. Lovett in that same theater when I played Sweeney Todd. Um,
Menno's
but
talking to John. Okay, go ahead.
so 24 years I had that theater, but for the last 16 seasons I've been a part of the Playhouse company, but 4 years ago I took a full-time job as the development director. And um, not to toot my own horn, but in 1983 the budget for the season was around $200,000, and this last year it was $1.83 million. So
Yay!
Yeah.
Turn things around.
yay.
Turn
And
things around. That's our
and
boy.
as I'm fond of saying, my primary purpose, I think, in life is to create prosperity for the Playhouse, so that we don't run into any issues in the future. So, kind of what I'd like to do is I certainly have kept up with most of you. I did what research I could find about you online. And so I'm going to do a quick introduction, and then I'd like you each to just briefly tell us where you've been and what you've been doing. Then we're going to start watching these videos and commenting on goofy, fun things that happened during this wonderful season that we shared. So I'm going to start with Joe and Deb. Joe is the founder and president of Scenic Arts Studios. He won a Tony Award in 2019, and I was watching those Tony Awards and was absolutely shocked. I went, I know that guy. Right? And from his bio on his website, he's painted many iconic Broadway productions, including Annie, Cats, A Chorus Line, and Evita. Nice. And his film credits include Ghostbusters, The Money Pit, and The Old Gringo. And he founded Studio and Forum of Scenic Arts, a not-for-profit school. He founded the studio and the Forum of Scenic Arts in 2004, and has been the studio's mission to teach the skills of scene painting and have been used for generations. While incorporating new materials and techniques. Joe in 1983 designed Death Trap, On Golden Pond, and Fiddler on the Roof. And Deb is, according to the website, his right-hand person, and is the vice president of Scenic Art Studios. They have two children, Emma and Colin. She was the charge scenic artist in 1983, and Joe and Deb were engaged to be married that summer, and there was an epic bachelorette party, which you may not choose to remember fondly.
May I interject Karen Brown Kinney's Deb Grigo's bachelorette party that turned into a drunken brawl.
That's right.
It did.
One of my favorite memories from that summer, but that's a whole nother story. But Joe and Deb, please catch us up. It's honestly so great to see you.
Okay, you go.
Okay. One, it's wonderful to see everybody. I've had a lot of time to think over the past couple of weeks about how happy I was in that period of my life, how much I grew, how much that time meant to me and continues to mean to me. The Tony Award, just for clarification, is for a non-competitive. It's a Tony Honors. I think the wording is sustained excellence in the theater.
A Tony is a Tony.
And it was obviously the crowning achievement of my professional career as a scenic artist. Before we sold the company 2 years ago to the people, to our foreman, basically. So everything sort of stayed the same. When I left, we had done over 400 Broadway shows.
Wow.
God, Joe. Which is
wow.
Wow. And we
just don't ask us what they were.
Meanwhile, we have managed to raise two relatively normal, relatively children. My son, my daughter, my son, Colin, is just became a member of 829 as a scenic artist. So
gosh, yeah.
The legacy continues. And Deb and I have moved to Glen Spey, New York, which is minutes away from our wonderful Delaware River that we still love to canoe and spend our summers on. And we've been, part of the reason why it looks like a bomb went off behind us is that we've been renovating the house for 9 months.
Oh, nice.
And we're just...
It was supposed to be done in 3, so... Of course.
We've been unpacking all week. That's where we are.
We're also grandparents. Our daughter has just had a baby in September, a little girl. And a little boy 4 years, 3.5 years ago. So we're also busy with being grandparents as well.
Very nice.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. What else?
Well,
I didn't mean to.
And only just full disclosure here, the Tony Award came with there was a campaign. There was
of course.
it wasn't, it was just like, it wasn't like the theater world turned around and went, oh, let's give him something. No, I made the mistake of hiring a publicity director, and he made it his mission in life to create a 10-foot tall inflatable version of me. And I spent the last few years of my career, there was a certain amount of time that I spent pumping air into that mythical figure that wasn't real. Till I got a Tony Award, and then we stopped. So,
Whatever it takes.
Bravo!
yeah,
Bravissimo! You win.
yeah. So anyway, that's us.
Well, terrific to see you. I have, when we get to some of the shows that you did, I have some wonderful stories. Dean Mogul is here with us again. And of course, he designed costumes in 1983. I know that you did the Mikado and Hello Dolly. I think Gary Richardson did Hay
No.
Fever. I'm not.
No,
Laura,
Lori Ranke. Lori
Laura
Ranke
Ranke,
did
yeah.
that, and
Oh, Lori, that's right.
and she also did Death Trap.
That's right.
Gary did On
She
Golden
did.
Pond, I believe.
Yes. Yes.
And
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
remember
Lori
who
Ranke, that's
I don't
right.
remember who did Fiddler. I don't remember who did that.
Chip
Oh, no,
Oviatt.
no,
Oh,
no.
Chip
Okay.
Oviatt.
Chip did
Oh,
that,
that's
right?
right.
So he must have
right.
pulled, blah, blah, blah.
Costume
Yeah.
designer.
Oh.
Right. So Dean
Yeah.
retired from the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music in 2020 after a distinguished 31-year career. And Dean, we're just delighted that you're here. And
Thank you.
to both Joe and Deb, as well as Dean, feel free to reach out and say that you'd like to come back and do some design work for us. And I will make sure that we have the
Oh.
funding to compensate you appropriately. So
Say the
Dean,
word, Dean.
No, don't.
Say the word, Dean.
exactly.
Only if I can
So-
work with Joe.
Okay.
Done. We're in. I have nothing better to do.
Either.
So,
Great.
what have you been up to since retirement?
Well, people ask me, are you going to get bored in retirement and things like that? And I said, no, because I've been doing all my life, I've been rehearsing for it. Because every summer, like the last 5 years or so before I retired, I did not do summer work, which was an absolute blessing. Because for all of those years, when you do 9, 10 months at school, and then you do have 2 months to do something in the summer, and you never get a time to relax and recharge before you have to start up again. Because our shows at CCM were huge, and the shop would be responsible, well, throughout my years, from anywhere from 9 shows to 14 shows a year.
Oh, God.
Different scales. And of course, we were doing opera, musical theater, plays, and ballets. And so the scope was enormous. And as far as the number and the budgets and the costumes and all that. So those last few years, I did nothing during the summer except work on my art and things like that I had not been doing for all those years, except for wherever I could do a little bit here and there. And so that's what I've been doing now. I've been doing drawings and paintings and sculptures and fiber pieces and costumes, but nothing theater related, which I find to be quite wonderful. Because, for all those years and all those hundreds, of shows and things like that, you always had deadlines, you always had timelines, you always had budgets, you always had approval, you always had all these things. Plus, teaching 7 classes or whatever for all those years just got to be too much. And so when I retired, I went, I don't think I'm going to do theater anymore. I'm very happy with doing everything that I need to do, with the exception of I'm producing stuff now that I really don't have room for in my house. And I'm a little bit reluctant to sell anything or do that kind of stuff, which probably will come later or sooner, whichever the case might be. Um, but so it's been excellent. I really enjoyed my career. I loved all the people I met, and I have to say that the Playhouse was the most significant thing in my life ever. It's where I
Oh,
met so many people. It's where I learned to be a professional. It's where I learned to cooperate with people or not cooperate with people, which is frequent too. And just all those things, because it's where I think I said last time in the 73 Zoom thing, um, it was where I met Bill Anderson and Joe, of course, and Jim Singles, and learned about the union. And in fact, in '83, the only reason I think that I only did 2 shows that year was because I did my first union exam in that spring, early
wow.
summer. I also was doing a touring exhibition of costumes from a variety of places that toured for 11 months around South Dakota at 5 or 6 different places. And so it was really a very busy and very formulative time. And, I did not get into the union that year. I got into it the next year. But it was a very, very formative time in my career and in my life, and would not change it for the world. I mean,
Oh,
couldn't, just couldn't, you
There you
know.
go.
there's Connie's holding up a photo.
That is
Oh my.
that's
Oh,
your,
yes.
your advertising
Oh.
for your one artist show.
That was it. And those costumes were from Fledermaus at USD.
Yeah, I was Adele in that.
You were.
Yeah.
Well, I also have to say that I think by 1983, Dean's Dolls had come into existence, and those were women that I had worked many shows with and many costumes for, and that was you, Connie, and Jenny May, Wanda Weisler, Carol Anderson, Terry Ingram, and the honorary was Blake Hambrick, because
Ah,
because Blake was in a lot of shows, but he never really got very fancy costumes. So we started to sew like one sequin in his costume somewhere just to make him feel, special or whatever. But so it was a very, very exciting formative time in my life and would not change it for anything. For anything.
Yay. Yay.
Yep.
You were amazing,
well,
Dean. Yes.
when we get to Hello Dolly, I got a great story about Dean Bogle.
Oh my God.
So, Connie Smith played Yum Yum in The Mikado and Irene Malloy in Hello Dolly. And
Yes.
Connie, I know that you did Phantom in LA for a good stretch, but I cannot find a blessed thing about you on the internet.
I know.
So
I
I'm
kind of
gonna
Good for you, Connie. Good for you.
Yeah.
Smart move.
um, well, let's see. After that, those wonderful summers where it's just been so great looking through, finding things and looking through things and remembering people and the experiences of doing these amazing shows. I mean, I didn't do as much as other people did. Like the year before, I did Pirates, and then I did Mikado and Hello Dolly, in '83, and that was the extent of my my Black Hills Playhouse run. But they were, so fundamental in my training and the brief career that I had afterwards. I worked for a long time at the Fireside Theater in Wisconsin,
Sure.
Okay.
and then
Oh, okay.
went to Chicago because I wanted to pursue opera, and worked at some regional companies around the Midwest for several years. Did a couple of seasons at Lyric Opera Cleveland, where I met my husband, designer Rusty Smith. And then, my last, we moved out to LA because Rusty wanted to do movies. So I followed him out here, what you're not supposed to do. I didn't know anybody or anything about LA. But I got this call to do Phantom in San Francisco, actually. They were closing the LA company, and I did Madame Giry in Phantom for 3 years. That was my last real job in the 90s. Both my kids were born on that
Yeah,
show,
trying to keep our faces.
on stage. And after my daughter was born, I left the show and just kind of focused on parenting full time. I was married to a production designer who was traveling all over the country, and I kept the home fires burning for our family, which was good because I'm not good at multitasking, and it was. And let's see, my kids, I have Jackson and Emily. Jackson's 30, Emily is 28. Jackson is also in the film industry, trying to, work his way up there, writer, director. My daughter works with animals. She's a dog trainer and works at the Woods Humane Society in San Luis Obispo as the behavior and training coordinator there. So I've had a very busy life, mostly on the home front. And
has the voice of an angel.
what?
Yes.
And has the voice of an angel.
Who remembers before a show hearing this voice warming up in the pine trees, and you're just like, oh my God, she's amazing.
Well, so much. That's very sweet.
True.
But I can, toot my husband's horn a little bit here too. If you've seen Elf or Austin Powers movies, Meet the Parents, that's all his designs.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's cool.
Get Out, and what else did he? I mean, lots of things. So
Wow. Get Out.
Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us today.
Yes, Connie.
And I'll have some fun things to add in when we get to Dolly and the Mikado. Jared Amick. Jared played, what's his name? Billy in On Golden Pond.
Yeah.
Can
you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Billy. It was Billy.
Yeah.
Billy
And
and was 13.
Was 13, and I think I recall was a pretty good tobacco chewer. And
yes.
And I was delighted. I was on tour with the Royal Shakespeare version of The Wizard of Oz, and on the tour bus, we watched the Tony Awards the year that Jared won the Tony. And when they announced the nominees, I said, I know him. No way he's winning it.
No. Well, we lived in New York. We saw all of them, and we knew you were winning, Jared. We knew it, and you won.
Yeah.
But Jerry Shea was in that mix, and I'm like, oh, that lofty Sondheim thing is going to take it, right? And I was like, Jared Amick won the Tony Award. What is he?
No, because he had the heart. Your character had the heart that it needed, and that's why you won, Jared.
Because you got to have heart. So anyway, that was, of course, for Damn Yankees, but Jared has been in a number of Broadway things, The Boy from Oz, of course. And I know that you did that tryout of Zelda with Lauren Kennedy, I think. And so lots of things on his list. So, and then I actually invited him to come play Sweeney Todd with Jenny May. And it honestly was just a remarkable production. It was really good. And you may or may not know this, Jared. So I designed the set for that show, and it was in Olympia, Washington. And I won the regional award for best set design that year for that show. I was like, what? Okay.
That's awesome.
But the whole show. And we did that, by the way, with a cast of 11, and it was quite remarkable. So,
my.
Yeah. So, Jared, catch us up. You've had a lot of fun things going on.
Yeah. Hi. I'm Jared Amick. And I'm looking at all these faces, and I'm like, Meredith, We had. I just thought you were cool as hell. You were great. Um, Mark, you were not there the summer of '83,
Right.
and I know this because Meredith was dating Scott Cordes.
That's right.
Scott Cordes.
I was hoping nobody bring that up.
Yeah, Menno taught me how to be earthy and fucking cool. And Jenny May was like the professional. And I remember her, like, she started, like, from the moment she got up in the morning, just like doing all of like warm ups all the way to the show. Like, I remember her laying on the stage, laying on her stage, doing warm ups. Jeff, you were crazy. I just loved you in every show. In the Mikado, I loved the Mikado. You're hysterical, and I always had you do that face that of like where you got, you were skewed. You had that like skewed look on your face. um, Yo, I was telling Jenny May this. I have your sketch. It's on a huge piece of paper about Golden Pond, and it's just of the stage, and you have that figure there, and I know I lifted that at some point. This like
That's terrific.
That is funny. That's so funny.
I'd love to get it back to you or whatever, but I love it.
Can you hear him?
Dean, you were
Oh,
like
shoot,
a
we
fucking
can't.
god.
There we
You
go.
were like the this like creative like dynamo from like USD. You taught me how to ventilate. It wasn't the summer of '83, but it was a different summer, and you taught me how to ventilate. And I ventilated myself. I think it was not for the importance of being earnest, the royal family. And I had some.
Yes.
So you taught me how to ventilate, and I ventilated myself a mustache.
Oh my gosh.
I learned so much from you, Dean. Like, amazing. Thank you. Connie, I was in love with you. I honestly was in love with you. From the Mikado. When I saw the Mikado, I was just yeah, I had just had a huge crush. Yeah, I was like, and I remember you were in the dining hall. Everybody was in the dining hall. I don't know why I was not in the dining hall, but maybe it was just a few of you in there. But Paul had come back. And you were like, you were just like in string. I just remember, and I remember being like, Jesus, I wish I was Paul. So happy. She's so happy to see it, So anyway, I do appraisal work right now. I don't do much theater anymore, unless they call. I've just been asked to do projects, but I can be pretty picky about what I do.
Nice.
I have two beautiful boys, Walker and William, and I live in Las Vegas. I've been living here for about 12 years. Telling people how much their house is worth. Life is good. Life is good. But yeah, that summer, the Playhouse. Yeah, I was doing more than chewing tobacco, Jeff.
I'm aware.
I remember walking into it must have been your place, Jenny and Menno. Must have been you were like at the Hilton or something, maybe the Hilton or you weren't. It had to be the Hilton. It was close to the Blackfield Playhouse Road. And you were all in there. Lenny was in there. Everybody was like in there. And I walked in, and I like knocked on the door, and I like walked in, and everything got really quiet. Everything got really quiet. And I was like, hey, man, I had no idea. And I just said hi to everybody. Lenny coming to me the next day, and he's like, Jared, like, sometimes there's
Oh, missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you don't want to like, yeah, yeah, sure. I had no idea.
Well, we were
Lenny, yeah, what? Jenny
we were probably doing something we shouldn't have been doing around a 13-year-old.
Might have been partaking of the little hippie lettuce, but
Yes, I think
that's
that's
yeah. Nobody's gonna fault anybody for that. I certainly did. Um, but that summer, the Playhouse, just like Dean said, the Playhouse was, for me, I had made it. That was like my first that
Mhm.
uh and I got that job because I went to see the Mikado, and at intermission I went around, and that's where, and Scott Cordes smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "Hey man, how you? Oh wow, it's a great." And he's like, and he was great and talking to me, and he's like, "I don't think they have like a kit for this like next show you're doing. You should like talk to him." And that's what started the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
And then I told my mom, and everything rounded like that. But the Playhouse was, some of the most talented people I've ever worked with has been at the Playhouse,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Playhouse was like
Just for clarification,
instrumental.
just for
It started-
clarification, Jared, that would be the most talented people you've ever worked with.
some of the most talented people I've ever, absolutely, yeah. I had, but I wasn't cast in anything. So that's why I worked in all the different departments. I worked in every department. And that gave me like, such a great language
Sure.
when I went on to do theater. Like, I hung up my fucking wardrobe at the end of the show. Everywhere I've gone, like, Dean, you might respect this. The last show I did, whenever I take my t-shirt off, you under would always turn my t-shirt back right side out. And at the end of the run, I got a note from wardrobe, and she was like, "Thank you so much. You're the only actor that's ever like turned their wardrobe inside out." She's like, the hands, like, "Thank you." And I imagine how many times she has to like run.
gotta get going.
Yeah. You move it.
That's my public service announcement too.
Okay.
Okay.
Gave me a great bass. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better bass. I was able to talk to everybody on a deck, on a stage, in a rehearsal, anywhere. I was like unstoppable. I was like absolutely unstoppable. Like, I just thought I had the best. I had something to offer. I had something, and I was going to go after it. It was, yeah, you couldn't stop me. My parents couldn't stop me. Nobody could stop me. But nobody said you shouldn't go on, and certainly not at the Playhouse.
Okay, but we have to stop
So
you now.
I'm gonna start. I understand. Let's go through the slideshows, and friends, keep your mics on as things come up.
Meredith.
Laugh.
Duh.
I understand Meredith. So Meredith was a musician in 1983. Long history with the Playhouse, but I want to get these rolling, and we'll come back. And Meredith, I'll give you a chance to chime in a bit.
I'll make it very short.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yes. So we're going to start that. Jeff, you have to do the fart thing before we see it so they can recognize
Okay,
it.
so
All right.
my favorite story from Hay Fever is that at the park preview, we had never heard any of the sound cues. They were added for that rehearsal. And at the end of the production of Hay Fever, all of the visiting guests, while we're eating breakfast and arguing in the morning, they go sneaking behind us, and they all leave because we're such a crazy, ridiculous family. And then we hear the start of the car, and then it gears up, and then there's a gear shift, and it literally does this. So we have a full house and we collapse in laughter and we're like standing on stage like this. The whole company is just weeping with laughter. And so we finally, after several seconds, get ourselves together and realize that we're back in the play. And Jenny May says her next line, which is
How
how
rude.
and then we collapse again. And boy, did Ron Moyer give us a finger wagging the next day. But
All right.
I have been told tell that story for many years. So let's go ahead and roll the hay fever. And please
Video.
feel free to, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, who did what, Menno? Who did what with hay fever? Oh, it's on there, right? It's on the
Hold on. We're
screen.
getting we're
Okay,
gonna go here
good.
in a second.
Meredith, you had already been at the Playhouse a gazillion years by this time.
Yeah, and I totally understand Jared's fascination with certain things. And yeah,
Is it showing?
Yes.
Yep,
it's not
we're on.
other.
Rini,
Joel, that's
Joel,
Joel. Brenda, she was gorgeous. Jenny May.
Judith Bliss, what a great character. All of the family. It was Noel Coward went and lived with a family that took in all the oddballs, and that's when he wrote Hay Fever, which was based on the oddballs that lived in Riverside, which is up where Neff lived in New York. And this was a takeoff. Yeah.
He
Menno
played
was the
Simon.
designer. Who did lights, Menno? Greg?
Greg, yeah.
Greg
Greg.
Emery, yeah. Jackie, the character of Jackie. I can't remember her name. That's Michael Keane.
Oh, Michael. What a good
Michael.
actor. He was in
Myra.
that was our first thing we did together, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was the very beginning. Joel.
Yeah. So fun story there. I wanted to play Simon really badly. And you will recall that in those days we auditioned for every show as it came up, right? And then a show would open, we'd audition for the next one. So Ron is auditioning and sort of all of the people that you would sort of view as, oh, these are going to be the people that play the older men, right? Dave Sanney and Ross Dirks and they're reading David Bliss, the father, and I'm reading for Simon and then at the end Ron says, "Now I think we're done, but does anybody want to read for something
Here
that
it
they
is.
didn't have
Carfart.
Carpart. They didn't have a chance to read for it." I said, "I'd kind of like to read for David." And he said, "No, that's not going to work." And I said, "Well, I'd like to read for it." And I read for it, and he said immediately, "Thank you, you're David." And that was it.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh, thank God." But I wanted to play a young boy, and I ended up playing all the old men that summer. That's okay.
Yeah, but that it was a good thing you did.
No. It was a summer of a lifetime. I had the best time. So, and Rini was the props person for that show, the props running person, as well as being the maid. And she made fried eggs out of a piece of white bread that she peeled the crust off of and smashed it flat and then put a half of an apricot on top of it. And I thought that was the coolest thing. And I've done it many, many times. Okay. Let's see. Well, Jenny May and I were in that. That is in fact the show we met on, and we've done at least 30 shows together.
Wow.
And we've just been very good
And a
about
lot of Sondheim. A lot of
of Sondheim.
Sondheim.
Love
We've been
Sondheim.
very good about supporting each other. I certainly, when I was the artistic director for a theater company, I hired her routinely. And she actually got me the job back at the Playhouse when they were doing the Drowsy Chaperone. I said, please tell Dan he will never find anybody better to play man in chair. And she did, and he didn't even ask me to audition. He hired me sight unseen. So
Yay!
Nice.
yeah. And that now it's been, 14 years. They can't get rid of me. All right.
Good thing.
Let's take a look at the Mikado. I'm excited to look
Yes.
I
at
hope
the
Okay, hold on.
I hope it has the when everybody did makeup for the first time. Remember that? And they took close-up shots of people, and it was horrifying. The whole
Well, you'll see some of that now.
oh goody.
so
Okay, so let's see.
there's Yankee Poo,
Menno was the designer, and
set designer.
Yeah.
and
Greg.
oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. We're in it.
Oh,
It was
Coco.
gorgeous.
my gosh.
Oh,
Gorgeous. Oh, darling.
Oh.
Look.
oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have played.
Connie.
Oh my gosh.
Connie.
The sun whose rays are all ablaze.
Was
Wow.
that Brian Treadway?
Yes.
Brian Treadway.
Oh my
Diane
gosh.
auditioned by dropping onto his knees from 3
Correct.
And everyone was stunned.
horrifying.
Oh, God, that's
That
gorgeous.
Graham, this was the audition for that. No lie. Graham went around the room and asked us each to say our name, something we don't know about you that's unique, and your dream role. And I can't remember Brian Treadway's dream role, but he said, what's unique about me is I can land on my knees. And he literally jumped up in the air, grabbed his ankles, and smashed down on the floor on his knees.
We were all stunned.
Mhm.
Jenny May said, oh, I'm Jenny May Donnell, and I don't remember what she said, but my dream roles are Gertrude Stein in Gertrude Stein, Gertrude Stein, and Pity Singh in The Mikado.
Very
What
good.
what I remember about this very vividly is when Graham wanted to see period
Oh
costumes
my
Yes.
God.
Oh, yeah.
on everyone before they transitioned into the Mikado. And
Right.
No,
Uh,
everybody was going to be Victorian theater.
yeah,
Everybody was
Oh.
going to come out of,
and I wanted, what was your reaction to that, Dean?
and Dean stood up and said, no.
No.
No,
No,
Wasn't it-
can't do it.
Wasn't it
No.
1940s or something? I thought it was like
It was a
No,
period that, yeah, of course. So one
he-
period to another period, and of course, everything in Mikado had to be made. I mean, we made the fake fur wigs, which I had kind of invented the year before for something at USD. And so it was, there was so much work. Because I wasn't there the first part of the season, I was doing the union exam. Gary Richardson, who was the shop foreman, started all the clothes because all the fabric and everything we'd purchased and had sent it out there. And so he had to start all those clothes early because, I mean, oh my God, what a show. I mean, huge, huge. And then followed by Dolly. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Right.
So yeah, it was a challenge.
They were
and
beautiful.
Kurt's-
They were beautiful.
They were. They were.
And the set
That
was
was
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Absolutely
Yes.
beautiful.
The
I
production
know.
was beautiful. Yes, it was absolutely beautiful. And so was Dolly. And I think, people can say what they will, but those aspects contributed greatly to the success of the season as well as the talent. I mean, it was just
100%.
visually stunning things that we were able to do out there for many years, that, people were amazed at. Of course, we were amazed too that it could actually be done, but it wasn't easy.
Lenny brought in professionals that really, it was at the time when the Playhouse was able to really move forward technically.
Yes, exactly.
And that made great strides.
And
Yeah.
who had people who
Right.
wanted to do that, who were eager
And knew how
to,
to.
and knew
Yeah.
how to, or at least were willing to try.
A creative community
Yes,
living
exactly.
together for more than one show, really.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And you don't have that much anymore.
No.
I mean,
No,
you
it's a
really
different.
don't have that sense of community where everybody's in it every 24/7,
Right.
The whole summer.
for the
Yeah.
whole summer. And all of those shows, whether you were in them or working on them or not. I
Yeah.
mean, it was remarkable.
Anymore.
And then just one other thing about the audition. We went around the room and everybody said their thing, and then Graham turned to John and Shirley and said, "Well, I think I've seen what I need to see. What about you?" John goes, "Well, we'd kind of like to hear them sing." True story. All
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
right.
yes, Tracy.
How about a little death trap?
Okay, here we go. Hold
Hey, let me say one thing too about the Mikado
Yeah.
Oh,
theatrical experience, like professional, like, and the first time I'd ever heard, because that's when BHP had bands. They literally had,
Right.
they had a band. I don't know how the hell they fit everybody up there. But I just remember being just absolutely blown away. And then of course hearing Hello Dolly, hearing like the orchestra. It was my first. Mikado was my first experience. My first true
your lap.
theatrical experience. Like, yeah. Anyway,
It was wonderful.
love
So I
it.
want to say one thing about the amazing costumes, which were, I felt like I was at the Met or something. I mean, they were so beautiful and authentic, and it was just amazing to be able to wear something like that. But Paul actually reminded, and I don't know, where's Paul today?
I don't know. He had something. I didn't get to fully read it.
Oh.
How it went beyond. It went
Well,
later
he
than.
reminded me that there was a smell in my costume. That Dean, that from the moment it was made, it must have been in the fabric or
It
something.
was the fabric, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that we couldn't get out, and it was just glad it wasn't me.
No, and I didn't respond to him because I said Connie doesn't stink. What do you mean? What do you mean her costume smells?
No, those fabrics came from Broadway Fabrics, which was a junk fabric store in Yankton, South Dakota, for
Oh,
pennies on the dollar. So you never knew what they were or what they were made out of or
Where they were
anything. And
from.
so
Oh my gosh.
who knew? But
But
crazy.
it's more important to look at good than to smell good.
Exactly.
It
Jared,
didn't matter to me, Connie. I'll tell you. It didn't
Jared, you reminded me of where the band was, where they on the balcony house right, they built a couple levels
Two levels.
above.
right.
So they had
right.
the two pianos, John conducting, he had a pretty good amount from his school of musicians,
Right.
but the drummer, was he a drummer? I don't remember. And I had to climb onto the pianos, onto a level, and then to the top level where I could barely stand, and I'm 5'1". And let's just say it was about 900 degrees.
oh
And
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Oh
always,
my
I know,
God.
always.
that's right. We have a picture of that somewhere, how it was stacked up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
yeah,
got very
somewhere.
creative when they had to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was beautiful.
amazing.
It was a whole beautiful vision.
It was
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Was.
Okay.
All right,
Death
let's
Trap.
take a look at Death Trap.
Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Oh, Michael Keane,
Yeah.
good actor. Kurt Stam, Rini, all good. This was the good people.
Look at that desk.
Oh
Oh
my.
my God.
Yeah,
Death-
that partner desk.
Yeah.
Oh man, the one that was white that we had to strip. That we got from the governor.
Helga.
Helga
That's right.
Tendorp. Helga Tendorp.
Didn't
I love that wig. I could turn it inside out and just shake it, and it always looked fabulous.
And I have a vivid memory of the South Dakota State Police being concerned about the weapons.
Oh,
And
Oh,
whether or not the
really?
radical Native Americans were going to come and steal the weapons, and whether or not they needed to post a marshal to guard the playhouse.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my gosh.
right.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember that.
Oh my
I remember
goodness.
that too when we did Annie
There.
Gets a Gun. Oh God.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
what they
there.
were worried
Oh,
about.
look at
Gosh.
that.
Yeah,
Who designed the set? Was that you, Joe?
Yeah, that
Joe.
was me.
there's
Oh,
Joe. Yep. Yep.
Wow.
and
So
yeah, and who?
so fun story. If you see that easy chair, and there's a sofa in that show, and I was on the prop crew for that show, and Joe came to me and said, "This is incredibly expensive fabric, and there's exactly enough to do this sofa and this chair. Do not make a mistake."
Do not fuck with
And I had
No
I had
pressure.
I
No
had
pressure.
never done upholstery, so I very carefully took it apart and made a pattern. And I was so proud of that. And it was wool. And I was so proud of that. And when I came back in 2012, the first thing I did is beeline to the furniture storage to see if that was still there. And it's not.
Oh.
Darn it. I mean, it was only 40 years later, but whatever. Uh, And I built the crossbow for that show that had to work. And this was before Google, by the
Yep.
way, right?
Absolutely.
And I just, Ann Benhauser was the props manager, and she just let me run. And I had
You
the
were
best
so
time.
excited
And
about it
that
all.
garrote, I made that garrote with the little push
Blood.
bolt thing that would squirt the blood out. And I made a harness for Cliff so that when he got shot at the top of the stairs and he came down and he had an arrow sticking out of his chest, and I was so proud of myself. I was grabbing my prop.
Everything was like so creative, just the creative like energy. Every
Yep.
every
It
show.
was it was amazing to me
Yeah.
that we
I
could
mean,
do
like you
all of
said,
that.
Jeff, this is like for Google for this people smart people doing really cool things,
Yeah.
and all
And
together
Right.
for 3 months. I will say though, the auditioning for each show as the summer went on made for some interesting. Uh,
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then Hello Dolly is next. And that's
Oh
when
yeah. Hello
Deb's
Dolly's that epic casting night for Hello Dolly. That
epic
was
oh my
casting
God.
night. Crazy.
so
Should we-
okay. Let's take a look at Hello Dolly.
Okay.
I don't know this. Well, I must know this story, but I don't remember.
What
Mm.
do you mean, Meredith?
About the casting.
Oh,
Oh
well, that's why everybody went crazy when they didn't get cast.
Oh, so
yeah,
the guy who played the inspector in Death Trap, he was,
Dave Sanny.
yeah, oh
Right.
yes, Dave. Yeah,
They were running
particular.
around in a pickup truck.
That's right.
And we were having Deb's party,
Oh, is that
right.
right?
and it was the same night.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
and people went crazy. And then the one girl jumped up and jumped her head through the girls' dorm,
Yeah.
broke the ceiling.
Oh
Look
my
up.
God. Oh, Troy. That's
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Costumes.
Yes. Put on your Sunday clothes.
Oh, Wanda.
Oh,
Wanda.
Wanda Weisler.
oh my gosh.
I
Oh,
love that song.
ribbons down my
Oh,
ears. There's
I love that girl.
those costumes were gorgeous. So I was on the costume crew for that show, Dean, and this is my famous story for that. You gave me about 6 miles of yellow and black polka dot fabric in a strip, and you said you have to make the seam and you have to fold it over twice and you have to press it. So I did that, and then you said, "Okay, have you ever sewn?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Okay, you're going to take this fish line and you're going to put a zigzag stitch all the way down this, and it's going to be a ruffle. And once you
Good
finish
dancing.
that, I'll show you how to do the ruffle." So I had never ever sewn a single thing, and I put it on zigzag, and I literally, that's the ruffle. That's the
right.
ruffle. And
That's
I
it.
went like this. I'm not lying. and I ran that thing through. And you said there's no way you could have done that well. And you came over and looked. You goes, huh? Actually, you did okay. So we hung it on lines and we scrunched it up and made that ruffle. And I was so proud of that. Every time Ernestina Money would come out in that dress, I'm like, I made that ruffle.
You remember Jenny Mae?
Yep.
Do you remember when
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember the night that Troy didn't have his zipper up?
Oh,
Danny,
yes.
please.
It broke.
Oh
Remember
my
that?
gosh, I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you're with me. And Jenny Mae, like you played like a pro. Everybody was like dying, and you
Yeah.
were like that. What did she think?
Yeah,
You were like,
what?
or you remember Jenny Mae? You said something. That boy's always embarrassing me. That boy's always embarrassing me.
Oh,
And everybody like roared. That crowd, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
great.
really
Those
beautiful.
costumes.
Oh, look at
And
them.
just, yeah.
Yeah, what beautiful.
Oh my
Beautiful
gosh.
set, Menno. Beautiful set.
Yes.
Yeah,
Both
Ah,
Auto too. Just,
yes.
yeah,
just
yeah.
Those screens.
And here's a
Ah,
sad story about what made the watermark look like there was the psych, what was it that we actually
Oh, the
got?
scrim.
The
Scrim.
scrim,
They
yeah.
spent $10,000.
No, well, it was
Well, I don't
three
know.
at the time.
Okay, 3. This is my exaggeration. They spent a lot of money on
Wait.
this gorgeous scrim,
Scrim.
and it got packed up into garbage bags and thrown fucking away at the end
oh
of the
no.
summer, never to be used again.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
no.
Oh no.
I know.
Who
And
would
it was
fess up to
that's
that?
what's made Mikado look so water.
Mhm.
And then that was used in Dolly and never to be.
Oh my gosh.
oh dear.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Well, we have a new one.
Very hard.
Good thing we have you there, Jeff, making money
Well,
for
I
it.
didn't do that. But anyway. All right. And by the way, Jared, you should reach out to Dan and submit to play John Adams this summer in 1776. You'd be
Yes.
exceptionally good in that role. And I'm not kidding about Joe and Deb. It would just be a delight to have you back. Dean, it would be a delight to have you back. Connie, if you feel like getting your singing chops, please
You could play.
think about it, because it would just, and we have good guest artist funding available, and it just, we've just rebranded, so we have a parent organization that's Theater 605. But the Black Hills Playhouse will always be the Black Hills Playhouse. And for me, the legacy of my era and before, I have kind of become a personal historian, and I really jive on who was there in this season, and then they were gone for 3, and then they came back, and I can probably tell you who was in shows in 1956. And I just love that kind of stuff. And not just because you all have such remarkable pedigrees, but it would be so, I think that you would find that that you would really recapture the love that you had. It's a different place than when I was there
True.
in 83, but it's still that magic. And for me now, I'm 65. I'm the oldest person
No.
on the campus, and I love that we still have this strong mentorship program for the young people that come and participate. And
Good.
uh, and I think that that's where each of you provides value added, because
Sure.
to be a professional and come back and share your stories and your experience with our youth, I think is just a remarkable opportunity.
That's a
Mark?
great point, Jeff. It's fun to see Johnny D come back.
Oh,
Having started in the 80s, he did some 90s, he's done some odds, he's done some teens, and now he's done 2 seasons in a row in the 20s. I mean, he comes and dabbles for 2 or 3 years in any given decade.
Yeah.
And like exactly what you just said, Jeff, coming back and seeing how he has a unique perspective now because of that 40 or 4 or 5 decade history with the Playhouse. But it's so cool to have him come back and see him and talk to him, and he's so talented. And that's what, that's the through line over
That doesn't go
80
away.
years is that talent. I
Yeah.
mean, and Dean's mentioned it and everybody's mentioned it. It's here on the screen in front of me, but it's so fantastic. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep.
So just as a baseline, when I was there in '83, I think I was what everybody was. I got $20 a week plus food, room and board. I frankly thought I'd hit the jackpot. And this past year, we raised all of our artist salaries, but our base for an intern is $400 a week plus room and board. We pay returning artists or professional or grad students get probably 600 to 700 a week. Our designers get compensated quite nicely, and our directors and everything. And honestly, I've been trying to get that to happen for 15 years. And so I finally, when I had some influence as the person that's collecting the dollars from people, I said, listen, we have to be competitive, and we're not.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
we made a big commitment to
Yep.
raising those salaries.
Yeah.
And we're not done. We're going to kind of keep trying to step things up. But people with your pedigrees that would reach out and say, hey, I'd like to come back and participate, just helps to solidify that we need to do that, so that we're not relying on loyalty, but we're relying on artistry, and we're compensating artists for the fine work that they do.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yay.
Yeah.
for what that's worth.
Yay.
Let's take a look at
On
on
Golden
Golden
Pond.
Pond.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I love that. The sofa and the easy chair showed up in that one too.
Jump Forbes.
Joe Forbes, yep.
I remember that.
Oh my,
Oh.
yes.
Love that.
Aw,
Set.
Yeah.
Look at Harriet.
And Harriet.
Harriet.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Mm.
I know. I
I
know.
also lifted some of these.
Look at how
pictures.
cute. Harriet. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh
oh.
Oh,
my God.
that's gorgeous.
Fun.
Gorgeous.
Fun set.
Now look how hard that sofa would be to upholster. I'm just
Michael Keane, good actor. All good actors.
Oh,
This was
Yeah,
a great
very,
show.
very
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
Actually, the whole season was a great season.
Yeah.
it was.
Look at the fireplace. Oh my gosh.
I seem to remember a lot of pain and grief about getting those trees.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron.
Oh, Ron was
Oh,
the
you were
Ron,
production
that's
manager.
right.
Oh,
Look how
Ron.
young. Oh, look at Mr.
Jared
13.
Abbott.
There he is.
Love
There's
it.
the man.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Look at that little kid.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I believe you got me. You got me a members only jacket.
Yeah, members
Whoop.
only.
that's right.
Fancy.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
You got to work with, yeah, that's wonderful, Jared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Look at that cast.
I love that picture too. Look,
That's a
Aw,
great picture.
Yeah.
cute.
nice pictures, Menno.
Hey.
Oh.
Hell of a guy, no
Oh,
matter what
of
they
course.
say.
Oh,
And Joe Forbes, there was a
Could be good.
can of water that had broken mirror in it on the back that we
Yeah.
put light on
Give the
to look like the water was
Water.
reflecting on the
Oh,
lake.
very smart.
the
cool.
leg.
Yep.
It was really cool.
That's
It
Yeah,
was so
I thought that was really cool too.
I did too. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I learned so many tricks that summer
Yeah.
that came in handy when I was doing every
Yeah.
job running my own
Well,
theater, right? It was
yeah.
like,
We had to be very creative because we had
Yeah.
no internet. We had no
Right.
nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
even to get an order, that we'd ordered, to have to be 3 or 4 weeks in advance to
right,
get it
right.
there, and it was just impossible. So, creativity is just ran rampant, which is wonderful, which you should do.
Right, right. Which
Yep.
meant
Now
many
we-
late nights for
now we have-
everybody.
Absolutely.
fiber optic on the campus. So feel free to come back and know that you are not completely disconnected from the room.
Oh, that's
And so let's take a quick look at Fiddler on the Roof. That was, as Jenny May said, that was the first kind of reunion show that they did. They did those for, I think, 3 summers.
3 years. Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to be cast in that. But again, for me, as you're getting that queued up, Mark, the thing about it was that all of these alums came back who had continued to work in the theater. And so for me, here I am, 22 years old, just thinking, oh my gosh, I have worked with just the most amazing people this summer. And you know, Randy Yackel has stayed in the business and still doing music directing, although he's laid up right now with a foot issue, but he'll be back in the saddle. Ben Miller, I don't know if you remember him. He's worked as a professional actor both in New York and in Los Angeles. I did a production at the Portland Center Stage in Portland, Oregon, and Greg Kemery was the lighting designer, just in a twist of, oh my gosh, I remember you. So, you know, it's such a small world, and I'm so grateful to have met all of you, but all of the people that we worked with that summer. I just think it was a remarkable season.
Do you
Let's
know?
take a look
Here,
I'm
here.
sorry. Do you know if
at
Michael
Fiddler.
Caine went on to act?
I cannot
couldn't-
find him.
I couldn't find. I was trying to get him on this. I couldn't find him anywhere.
Huh.
What,
I looked
Troy
through
Fi-
lots of Michael Keanes.
and what about Troy Fisher?
Troy is the music director for a church in Olympia, Washington. He's
Ah,
been there for a lot of years, and
That's
he was
easy.
my music director at my theater company.
That's awesome. Okay, here we go.
Fiddler. This was a big deal to bring together group theater, the Black Hills Playhouse, and the
Oh,
Rapid
Jack.
City Symphony.
Jack Knowles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scott Greenwood, yes.
Yes, Scotty on the roof.
Scotty on the roof.
Oh God, that's right. Oh my God.
I loved Scotty.
Yeah. Deb Knowles.
Huge to me. This is,
This will actually give me a chance.
Eric and Damon and
Randy.
Randy.
Oh, my.
man.
My mind.
Yeah, smoking in the dining hall.
Thank God.
Jeff, you're walking
Bill.
by. That's you, Jeff. Monty Lamont,
Yep.
Judy, Scotty and
There's
Don,
Scotty and
Scotty,
Don.
Don, oh my God.
and Bennett, and Bettenhauser, and that's Cassie. Oh my God, Cassie, that Christmas you gave Cassie short extenders. I thought it was so rude of you, Jeff. And
Karen Kinney.
Oh, okay.
Karen Kinney, yeah.
Kinney.
Look at that floor.
Hey, there they are.
Yeah.
There they
Oh.
are.
Hey.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was.
It was so beautiful.
I'm going to take this opportunity to apologize to Mark Chagall for ripping his portals off.
Oh, look at that.
That was a remarkable. Look at that.
Jeez.
What a great
Big
production.
production. Yeah. So pretty. So pretty.
Wow.
It's huge.
Look at that.
And yeah,
yeah, it's a huge stage.
it is a huge stage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what's nice about Fiddler.
I
Meredith,
saw-
were you in this pit? You must have been.
And I wasn't. No. Mm-mm.
You weren't involved at all.
Oh, look at that psych. God, that's gorgeous.
Mhm.
Here.
The dream. Oh my God. This is not Marion Reed as the grand.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
goodness.
just saw her and Ron last night at a fundraiser.
How were they?
They stayed till the end, and
Well, that's good. Yeah, I've been worried about them.
they're fine.
Gorgeous.
Oh.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, my
Oh.
God. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
And Holly Lundy played Hava, and I was at a post Christmas ham and bean soup thing this last year, and she was one of the guests, and I went, Holly Lundy? And she said, yeah. I said, you were Hava in Fiddler on the Roof. And she said the words I cannot stand to hear. And who are you?
Oh, geez.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Mm,
That's a nice picture.
What a
Oh,
cute little bed.
adorable.
Randy, that was funny. That was funny.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
Oh wow. Oh my
This
God.
was the
Bobby.
party that we had
Dorothy
after.
Delicate.
Dorothy.
Yeah,
This is the
Dorothy
party we had on stage after, or backstage after the production, which was a big deal.
Wow.
There's Lenny, and we're all
Aw.
raising a glass.
There's Scotty.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh my.
look at you guys.
Oh my
Wow.
that beard. Look at
Wow, wow, wow.
No, what was that? No, it's not that.
He played
Rabbi.
the rabbi.
Ah.
And look, here's my mom and dad.
That's
They were at the
right.
party.
Oh my
They're
God.
coming into the party.
Yeah.
There, Art and Beulah.
Rob
Rob
Humrick
Humrick
house.
God, what a
And
great-
here's Damon and me totally smashed in my dressing room.
Oh,
I still
that's
have that. I
fantastic.
still have my program. I still have that program.
So that's it, isn't
That's
it?
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, friends, I wish we had more time. Oh my goodness.
Sounds great.
Connie, I would love to just stay in touch with you. It's just a delight to see you. So please share or Jenny May, if you wouldn't mind if she shared your contact information, I would love to have it. And what a delight to see all of you. And I was not blowing smoke up anybody's fanny. I meant everything that I said about each of you. It's just
He's always blowing smoke up everybody's fanny.
well,
That's
only
why we love you,
I
Jeff.
I'd blow more smoke for a $25,000 check. But meanwhile, uh, I so appreciate you all of being willing to do this, and I want to encourage you to please plan to attend the reunion. This is going to be a really big one, and even at the last one, we are kind of at the point where the last of the direct colleagues of Doc, we still have some with us,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're thinning out quite a lot.
Yeah.
And so I hope that we can come and share stories with them, and I would just love to see you all. And if you haven't been to the Playhouse for a while, the look of the campus is quite
40
different.
years.
40 years, we'd
Wow.
love to have you back. We would welcome you with bells on. Jenny May, you want to close us out?
Yeah, thanks everybody. Meredith, we didn't really get to give
Yeah.
Gab.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Well, I'll just talk about once Mark and I met there in 93. And I had been there several summers as a kid with my dad, who was a designer, scenic designer and painter, lighting and all that. Back in those when you were there the whole summer. And my Comanche name was Princess Backstage, who sees too much, hears too much. And that was the truth.
Nice.
But Mark had just signed to go into the Air Force. So 93. And so for 23 years, we did the Air Force. We moved. He doesn't think that a move within a town is a move. I disagree. 13 times. 13 times
Oh
we
my
moved.
gosh.
And we've lived all over. He was in Afghanistan for a while and Korea for a year. And then I got to teach or train our boys, potty train us alone. But yeah, so we have two sons. They're Ethan, who's a commodities trader in Washington, in Bellevue, and then Collier, who's a chemistry major and just learned to be a phlebotomist. So if you need,
Oh my.
Wow.
he didn't need
Oh,
blood
my.
drawn, he's your guy.
Trying to move up in the lab.
Yeah, he wants
He's a
to be
lab guy.
He is a lab guy.
Excellent.
So when they were old enough, I then started kind of getting back into music. I did Olympia Symphony Orchestra and wherever, just try to just do a little something. But now I have a very strange world. I'm the music director for a Presbyterian church, which I am not a Presbyterian. And I
The
do
accordion. What
I
about the accordions?
that was coming. Yes, I learned to play the accordion for a German polka band, and we go around
Fantastic.
2 days a week and play for all the retirement homes, which there are many in this area. And it's a blast. I really love it, actually. And then I music direct. I have music directed for shows here. And at the Playhouse, a couple, kind of with Eric actually, but that was before. But yeah, and just I feel like I'm just busier than ever, even without kids. It's just like,
See,
and I want to do what you're doing, Dean. I've got fiber arts. I love doing fiber art stuff, and just that not having that somebody breathing down your neck, and
Absolutely.
it's just
Yeah.
peaceful.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you,
peaceful.
Meredith.
Yep.
I want to bring Menno into this a minute too before we close. And my Comanche name was Hot Springs Princess Hooks Bayou Minnow. Thank you, Bill Anderson, who was so good at Comanche names.
So
Wasn't he,
good.
Dean?
So good.
But I want to bring Menno into the picture because he's often quiet in the background, and I've been blessed. He still likes me,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And all that he has brought. Menno, you talk a little bit about your world and
Well, I guess after the Playhouse, I was the director of the Fine Arts Center at St. Ambrose University in Davenport, Iowa. Was there for 7 years.
we did lots of London theater tours together.
We took groups to London every year. Then after that, I managed the Florence School Hall in New York City
He was a big dick.
for the French Institute, right on 59th Street between Park and Madison.
2 theaters.
So just in the middle of the hubbub, and that was good. And then we decided to move back here to Oregon.
To finish the house he's been building forever.
That I probably remember that I was working on when I was at the Playhouse.
Yes.
So that has evolved.
And you're all invited.
Yeah.
Come out. It's gorgeous.
Evolved into it might be something that you could bid on for the reunion
That's
at
right.
the silent auction. So
It will be. So
it'll be a
bid
vacation.
on, vacation at our house. We'll take you to the redwoods and the ocean, and you'll get to see Tequilma at its finest.
But
And you can walk to California from their house.
that's right. So we've got 2 yurts, an octagon, a guest house, and 2 apartments, all of which keep me pretty busy, even since I've experienced as many seasons as the Playhouse itself. This is coming up real soon, so I'm celebrating my 80th with the Playhouse. Yay!
Yeah.
So also, just to throw in at the end here, I spent 10 years managing the chateau at the Oregon Caves National Monument.
And brought the community and artistry and everything up the gorgeous drive and saved our community to Kilma and Cave Junction. I'm sorry, Menno. You have to wait a minute. They brought together these divergent communities that didn't talk in the, like the farmers and the cowmen, it was the hippies and the rednecks, which still have, but Menno had a vision like my mother. He got that vision and saved this community and brought it together in a way that I still am astounded by. And
anyway,
do it for the country.
What?
Very nice.
Can he do it for the country?
Yeah, I will.
Exactly.
Can somebody do it for the country? God.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to, before we go our separate ways again, just to take a moment to remember the ones who are not with us, looking at
Eric
and
Jones.
sing. And for me personally, there's Kevin Noteboom
Boom.
Oh
was
boy.
drifting in and out through all
Right.
of those pictures.
Right.
So many loving people gone.
You know, I
Yes.
quote Kevin often, and I am interrupting you, and I'll come back to you. But that we opened the children's show. They were totally overwhelmed. This is at Circa 21 with 14. How many shows a week did we do, Jeff? It was ridiculous. Anyway, on the wall after a party, this is what he wrote. Three fabulous quotes.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Well, no. Art for a paycheck. I'll sleep when I'm dead, and done
Done
is
is
better
better
than
than
perfect.
perfect.
Those are Kevin Noteboom, and that's what he
That's
wrote.
his legacy. That's it.
Done is better than perfect.
Uh.
I'll sleep when I'm dead, and art for a paycheck. Kevin Noteboom.
And by the way, Jenny May has assembled a marvelous in memoriam page on the Black Hills Playhouse Alumni Association
Oh, thank you.
website, and it's wonderful. And
We need to do more. I need
there
to do more.
needs to be more. So I think of Kevin, if and what each of them has, as you'll see if you go there, is that another alum has written some kind of a tribute to those people, right? So
Right.
if you'd like to see someone on there, suggest it and then write that tribute, right?
Right.
And we want, I mean,
We should do that for
the
him.
numbers are getting up there. Also, by the time you come to the reunion, I have spent the last 12 years putting in a lot of new flower beds, specifically as in memoriam flower beds for people. And so there will be
Very
signage
nice.
that this flower bed is dedicated to whomever it is. And so please come out and enjoy. You're going to find that the campus has changed, but when you drive in and you look at the theater, your heart sings exactly the same way it did when you were there before. It's thrilling.
Right.
It
Did
is.
I interrupted you,
Joe.
Joe? Did you have more?
No, I was just again just reminiscing. I was thinking about how much the Anderson brothers
Yes.
influenced
I
my
know.
career, influenced my
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
Bill Anderson was one of the finest lighting designers I worked with in my life.
Yeah.
Beautiful
And
work.
In the first two shows with him when my first summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
and Lenny, in his own inimitable way, helped me grow up. You know, he had a discipline and a life view that was sort of new to me. And I learned a lot from the man.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh yeah.
And I believe there was a gladiator paint fight that summer, was
Oh,
there
we
not?
can't find those slides.
We're looking for the
Can't
slides.
find it.
Oh,
We
I
can't
can't
find
find
them. The gladiator paint fight. Oh my God, the slides were.
No, I remember Emperor Titus Butticus.
Yes.
That was Lenny. Glutamus Maximus. That was there
Jim
was
Singles?
great names.
Yeah, no. What?
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
What is
We knew how to make theater, and we knew how to have fun.
Have fun.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Doc and Debbie did too. I mean,
Yeah.
that was their whole modus operandi was, do great work and have great fun and, get up next morning and do it again. And
And we got married that summer.
that's right, you
Yeah.
did.
That
Your party
was an occasion.
was a brawl that went on.
I thought Lenny was going to kill us.
I thought he was going to kill Dave Sani and
Yeah. And Ross Dirks.
Ross Turks.
Oh shoot,
We're
we never
big,
said.
we're fat, we're set
That's
dressing.
right. We
Oh
never
my
said we're big, we're fat, we're set dressing.
I forgot about
Uh,
that.
What's
Oh, my
everybody's
God.
Comanche name? What's your Comanche name? What's
Oh
everybody's
gosh, I don't
Comanche-
remember.
Who?
You
What?
remember?
Comanche.
Mine is Little Buffalo, not Comanche, because when I said I would come back, I said, you have to make me a Comanche. And they said, we don't do that anymore.
Yep,
And I said,
don't
I
do
don't care
that.
what you call it.
Yeah.
I'm a Comanche.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember it? Do you have one, Dean?
Yes, I do. I was playing Judd Dodson in Legend of Devil's Gulch at that time, and I was
Oh,
wearing a coonskin cap. And Damon and Bill Anderson came up with the name of Chief Coon, often chased but never skinned.
Ooh.
It was
Ooh.
good.
Ooh,
It
that
was
was
good.
good. That
It
was
was good.
good.
I do want to say too that Meredith's mom and dad had a great influence on me as well when they were out there. Just their artistic level and ability and know-how and experience, and my God, they were from California too, which was an exotic place, and all that kind of stuff. So I want to really, I know they both passed now, I believe. So
Yes.
thank you so much for them as
And we
well.
use your dad's picture on the
the logo.
BHPAA Alumni Association always. It's
Right,
beautiful. And
right.
we're remounting it with 80 behind it for the 80th.
And
So
the website is getting updated. So if you go there and it's confusing, it's on its way
it's on
to
its way.
improvement.
Yeah. But again, we need to know you're coming to the reunion so we can show everybody that you're coming, and that will bring everybody else in.
Well,
So
they'll be there because they're going to be designing costumes and sets, and they'll already be there.
Yeah.
excellent.
It
Thank
was
you, Jeff.
great to see you all. Love you.
Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a remarkable
Thank
summer
you
that
all.
was.
Yes.
What a
Yes.
remarkable summer that was.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
all.
And Jenny May
Great theater.
for putting
It was great
this
theater.
together.
Yes.
It's so good
Thanks.
to see you all after all these years. Thank you for asking
Thanks.
me to be part of it. I
Uh,
appreciate that.
I'm not going to be the
we're,
first to check
No.
out.
I
Yeah.
love
Bye,
you,
everybody.
Connie. I
Bye.
You
miss you.
first.